Hello. Welcome. Oh, we've got a nice gathering here today. Welcome to my bedroom. Yes, this is my bedroom. I would like to start by acknowledging and paying my respect to the traditional owners and custodians of the land that we meet on today, Lutruwita, Tasmania. And I'd also like to express my thanks. Thanks doesn't feel like the right word, but thanks to Mona for having me here. This is a pretty unbelievable thing that I get to do at the moment, and I feel like it's only just sinking in. I'm here in residence at the museum for 6 weeks, and I'm a fair way into that time now. This is well into week 5. So I'm here, living here, sleeping here, and composing and performing and playing, making music here 4 nights and days a week. So I come in on a Thursday night just in time to go to bed, and then I sleep, and then during the day I make music. Why, you might ask? I have a bit of an interesting sleep life where I have lots of really intense dreams, lots of sort of terror-filled scenarios that are kind of more real than real. And I've been telling lots of stories through the time of what that's like. Nobody really knows as well as the man sitting over there who I'm married to, who puts up with it and has done for a really long time. My husband's here today, which is really nice. But yeah, it's really been quite an adventure, and something with the whole sleep thing is something that I feel has gotten worse as I've become older. And I'm sure I'm not alone in experiencing things like that, but I thought it would be interesting. Instead of tackling it in a more normal way, I decided to turn it into a creative residency and combine the sleep stuff with my music composition. So I pitched the idea to David, and he said, yes, let's do it. And here I am. So yeah, it's been pretty intense. There's been a lot of feelings that I've experienced. It's been a lot more challenging than I expected it to be. I thought it would be easy. I've spent lots of time here. I've played here many times before. I've been in residence in this space here before, just coming in the morning, making stuff, doing a concert, go home. But yeah, sleeping here and being alone in this museum is an experience I can't really communicate what that's actually like. I know I'm physically safe, but I'm definitely not safe from what is going on in my head. And it's funny how our minds run away with us. Does anybody have any questions or anything they would like to ask at this point? I'm very happy to take questions. Yes? Yes, you can record. That is fine. Thank you for asking. Yep, no worries at all. All right. Does anyone else want to ask anything? If you think of anything as we go, just pop your hand up and we can talk. The other thing that's important to note is that pretty much everything I'm doing in this space is being live streamed, which initially was very deeply uncomfortable for me, especially the sleep part. You know, who wants to watch a 41-year-old woman sleep? I don't want to know who wants to watch that, to be honest. It's the more if I put energy into thinking about it, I start to really freak out. But honestly, it's pretty boring, and I actually haven't really done much sleepwalking at all. So I've done a few little things just in the localized area of this incredible bed, but I really haven't gone far. And in fact, the wonderful surprise of this process is I have been sleeping so well. And I've actually had some really good dreams, which is pretty rare for me. I would categorize a bad dream as one where the feelings are tangibly awful. The emotions are really horrible. I have lots of them. And then I have lots of nonsense dreams that aren't really anything. They're just chaos and weird. But I don't really have many dreams where the good feelings are tangible, but I've been having them here. So maybe the solution is just to live here forever. Although I feel like there could be some logistical and personal issues with that. So maybe that's not the way. Anyway, so I've been waiting for today to happen. The reason being that one of the ideas behind these creative residencies that happen here is that usually they're pretty long. So I'm here for 6 weeks. That's not really a very long time frame in the context of the residencies. I chose the time frame because that felt like the longest I could manage in my life. with family responsibilities, children, and all that sort of thing. But the thing I've been looking forward to is having a day where I don't know what to do. Each day I've kind of woken up with a really firm idea in my mind, maybe inspired by a dream or a feeling or a revelation or something that I've experienced. But today I just didn't really have anything that stood out to me. And I've been mucking around with various different ideas, and I have not really liked anything that I've made. I didn't find a groove, but I kind of welcome that. I think it's an important part of the process to get to that point where you've kind of exhausted all of the things, but then you still have to make something. And what is that something? And so what I ended up settling on, I wrote some lyrics. I think it was yesterday. The days are all blending together, but I wrote some lyrics about being alone. That's been one of the things here that has been a strong or intense experience. I'm not very conditioned to being alone usually. So just, there's a lot of hours from 5 p.m. when the museum shuts through to 10 in the morning when it opens. And I've spent that time, apart from the odd catch up with friends here and there, I'm basically alone. And overnight, I am very alone here. So yeah, I wrote these lyrics, and then I've been trying to put them to music, and I think I've tried maybe 5 different iterations of things, and they've all felt wrong. Anyway, I decided, okay, what can I use to make sound that I don't normally use? Let's explore something different. And I had a friend come and visit me in this space last week, my mate Bert. He's a storyteller, and we did some work here together last week using spoken word and a soundscape. But he left his vintage Casio tone keyboard here, which he got from an op shop somewhere. And he said, oh, hey, have a play around with it if you like. And so today I turned it on and I had a play with it, and I ended up making a thing with it. So I'm going to share it with you now. I've only done it once, so who knows what's going to happen. But that's okay. Let's do it. This is called, well, I don't know what it's called yet. The obvious name would be Alone, but maybe I can come up with something better than that. challenge, a gripping fear, scraping conscience, turning circles, alone in my echo chamber, on my feet, search my thoughts. Alone, is it a curse? Is it a gift? Going deep in my thoughts, in my dreams, alone, feeling free, alone. Thanks. So that's what I made today, amongst other things. I'm not going to share anything else that I made today because I don't like any of it. I might revisit it at some other time. There were some good ideas, but for me, music's all about mood, and if I'm not in the right mood for it, then no, it's a no. Okay. I'd like to play a song that I wrote last Monday. Yeah, it was last Monday. And it was the first thing I wrote that was in direct response to something that I did in my sleep. It took me a while to get there. I've been here for 5 weeks, so that was 4 weeks at that point. But I said 2 words very clearly in my sleep, and the words were risk appetite. So that was interesting. And I thought, okay, why have I said that? Anyway, one thing I've been finding really useful is to just allow silence and not, have music playing all the time or be listening to an audiobook all the time, because it's tempting being here alone to want to have that for company, but I don't do a lot of good thinking if I have things on. So in the morning, I make sure that I don't listen to anything. And I was thinking, risk appetite. I went up and had my shower. It turns out it's a really good time for cultivating thought. And as I was in the shower, I thought of all of these words that those 2 words meant for me, and I wrote these lyrics. And I kept having to kind of reach out and dry my hands and grab the phone and type bits into my Google task list, which is where I write my thoughts as I go through the day. Anyway, then I wrote this song, and I like it, so I'd like to share it with you. I'm just going to apply a little bit of blue tack to my strings because it changes the sound. Does anybody have any questions while I do that? No? Okay. It's a funny thing making things in front of people. It's quite hard. I'm not going to lie. We live in a world where if we're going to share stuff, usually it's gone through some kind of quality control process before we do so. But this is not that. So yeah, it challenges me every day making stuff in front of the people, in front of the live stream. I try to ignore what's going on out there. I've been using my hair a lot, like hiding behind it. I wasn't very good at it today. Yeah, I kept being aware of who was out there, and there's just this constant urge to want to perform or give a product. But I've just got to try and ignore that and make stuff. If I can just ignore it, then I make better stuff, I think. Yeah.
What's your risk appetite? Are you gonna let them see you fight? Let them see you're not alright. What's your risk appetite? Gonna tell them why you care. Gonna feel it when they stare. When you haven't even done your hair. When your thoughts are everywhere. Let them see when you're afraid. Let them hear mistakes you make. When your confidence has caved. When your mind becomes deranged. Gonna let yourself be real. Tell them how you really feel. Probably gonna take a fall. Gonna have to risk it all.
Right. Thoughts? Comments? Questions? Anything? No? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you for spending time here with me today. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. All right, I'd like to play a song for you now that I learnt a couple of weeks ago. I was investigating songs about dreams, sleep, night, all of those things. There's some songs around. Anyway, I found this one and I've wanted to learn it for a while, so I would like to share it with you, and it's by Metallica. And please do feel free to come and go. I know there's a lot of great stuff to see here, and ferries to catch and all of that. All right.
Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget, my son, to include everyone. Tuck you in, warmth within, keep you free from sin till the Sandman comes. Something's wrong, shut the light. Heavy thoughts tonight, and they aren't of Snow White. Dream of war, dream of lies, dream of dragonfire, and of things that will bite. Exit lights, and tonight take my hand off to Neverland. Sleep with one eye open. Grip the pillow tight. Exit light. crease under your bed, in your closet, in your head, in your head.
Thank you. It was Enter Sandman. I've been interested in, reading about, myths and things about night and sleep and all that stuff. It's kind of interesting to me. Is there anything anybody wants to ask me? No? Okay. I hope you've had a good day at Mona. There's some good stuff to do here. My favourite thing at the moment is an exhibit by Yonsei from Sigur Rós. I don't know if any of you are aware of him, but there's a really wonderful sound and light installation by him here at the moment. You do have to book it on the O, but I can highly recommend putting aside a half an hour to go check it out. It's sort of like an immersive sound bathing experience, and it's really wonderful. I've been trying to go each morning at 9:30 before all the patrons arrive. Sorry, patrons. You're all very good, but it's nice to experience it alone. And I really love going there. It's a great way to start the day. And maybe that's what I did wrong today. I didn't go there today. I got caught up in another thing. And I think, it's a really good way to just get my brain together. Anyway, I'd like to play you a song that I wrote some years ago now. I don't know how many years ago, but this is a song off my album. I released an album 2 years ago yesterday. Nice to acknowledge those sorts of milestones. And it was a big deal for me. Music is something that I've always had in my life, but in terms of doing it for a job, it's something I did after already having a different career. And I had no idea how to make an album or record music or do any of that stuff. So it was a big learning process, and I was quite proud of myself for doing it. Anyway, 2 years ago yesterday, this came out, and this is called Awaken. I've heard it's really warm outside today, is that right? I wouldn't know in here. Yeah, nice. Hope you've all caught some nice rays. Thank you. It's really nice to share this time with you. Thank you for being here with me. If you're still around at 4 o'clock, there's a really incredible thing happening up in the Nolan Gallery at 4 each day, a new residency that started yesterday with Danny Healy. He's an incredible jazz musician and composer, and he's here. He's been here on a long residency in the past, but he's had 11 months away and now he's back. Yesterday was his first day back. So yeah, I can highly recommend checking that out at 4 if you're still about. It's pretty special. He plays with an ensemble of musicians. So it's a good excuse to get a wine and sit and listen and enjoy. Right, I'm contemplating what to play. It's funny, I don't tend to plan these concerts very much. I just arrive at them and then decide what to do. Maybe I might play a song that I wrote, I think it was in week 2. I was in the midst of a lot of intense feelings. Being here, I found it really scary. I had a lot of fear, and particularly around the dark. It was very dark in this gallery, in here in particular. And there's some art on the other side of it that I struggle with. It's quite confrontational, and particularly the House of Hair, you might have seen, just around the corner. So it's a little house clad with human hair. And just imagine walking through this gallery, it's dark, but the light is on in the House of Hair, but everything else around it's very dark. And even though I know it's just a thing, it's just an object, it can't hurt me, nevertheless, it creeped the heck out of me. And in the end, after the first weekend, I asked them to turn a few more lights on in here because it was just too dark and I was feeling so much dread about having to walk past it. Anyway, I've had an uneasy relationship with the House of Hair. But yeah, I came back in week 2 and I had just had such a strong sense of how good it was to go home for a few days, how good it was to be up in the light, and how comforting light is for me. Turns out it's a bit of a limit, light. I like to have some of it. I thought I was old enough to not be afraid of the dark, but it turns out that's not the case. So yeah, anyway, I wrote this song all about light and home. And it's all very wholesome, but I think, you know, we need a bit of wholesome in our life sometimes. It doesn't all have to be edgy and moody. Sometimes it's nice just to be grateful for things. And this is probably my last song, and I better wind it up. So yeah, thanks for being here. And if you want to have a chat with me afterwards, do please feel free to come and have a talk. Or if you want to follow what I've been up to, you can see the live streams on YouTube. Super boring, slow entertainment, nighttime live streams of me sleeping in a bed. Yeah, or else you can see my concerts and my compositions there as well. Or if you're interested in the journey, I've been making lots of little video documentation pieces that I share on my Instagram stories. So they're all there if you want to see. And I did actually go for a walk around the museum by myself at night last night, which is something I've not felt able to do before now. So that was good. It wasn't very dark. They had lots of lights on. It's a complicated lighting schedule in this place. I was talking to David about it yesterday, and he said if they turn it all off at the same time, it can cause some kind of issue with surges or something. So they have, yeah, this complicated schedule of lights turning off gradually and stuff. Anyway, too much information. This is a song called Wrap Me in Your Warmth.
tired of being alone. I don't think I realized how much that I love home. I don't want to be alone. Oh, I want to feel the wind on my skin. I want to feel the sky. Beacon of light, comfort in the night. Comfort in the Oh, let me see the glow open up my eyes. I'm okay to be alone. Oh, let me feel the warmth, let me feel the light. I'll no longer be alone. Oh, I can feel the wind on my skin. I'm reaching for the sky. Beacon of light, comfort in the night.
Thanks. Oh, thank you so much. Well, that brings my performance today to a close. Thank you for sharing it with me. Feel free to send me a message or come and have a chat. I get pretty lonely at night, so I love hearing people's thoughts. You know, if you want to flick me a message and tell me, you know, your thoughts about this process or any of that, then that would be cool. Anyway, thanks so much. It's been my pleasure. Thanks.